What year is this?
2011.
Getting a little squirrely in my brother's 2011 Roush Mustang on the back roads of Idaho. Funny because you want new cars, and more I just want to drive old stuff.
I love my old cars until I drive them on the freaking freeway in the traffic and I can't keep up with anybody.
Well, we've got one more stop here in Idaho and we're at my brother's place. This is another place, I'm not going to tell you where it is, but we're going to run around and take a look at his some of his cars and his motorcycles and stuff that he's got out here. And I've got to pick up a set of wheels that are going back to Arizona with me. We'll take a quick look at those. They're in the back of this was my grandpa's old pickup that my brother ended up with. And I think my grandpa had this for quite a while, but it just sat in a field and my brother pulled it out of the field, got it running and brought it home.
Just a battery.
Just a battery. Yeah, these are some old Volkswagen wheels. They're accessory wheels. They're called turtlebacks, and my brother Trav down in Arizona hates them and thinks they're ugly, so
they're awesome.
I think they're kind of cool and might look good on the fastback all cleaned up, but we'll see how that goes.
This car really is super duper shiny. Just covered in dirt from the carport.
So this, my brother's had this car for a long time. It's a 72 Z28.
72 Z28, yeah.
Tell us about it, because I know this one you did a lot. It didn't have an engine when he got it, but he searched a ton.
I put it all back by the numbers. It's got the Corvette LT1 in it.
I know, it looks like you had cats in here too by the footprints. Gotta love old hood hinges.
Yep. Well, that's it. Corvette LT1. They only come in the Z28s and Corvettes.
He was telling me that 2 years ago, put new tires on it, got it running, got it cleaned up, and then parked it.
Yeah, parked it. That was it. Tires and everything are brand new on it. They just drove from town to here.
I remember when we lived in the house in West Jordan, it'd be winter time, and this was John's daily driver for a while, and he'd have to start it about 30 times because it was so cold-blooded it'd take forever to warm up enough to where you could drive it. But it's actually a really nice car. This is probably one of the faster cars I've actually driven. Woo, and you got some crazy looking spiders crawling to the inside right now, so you might have to debug that one before you get in it again. But it's actually, the car's actually in really good shape. I'm not gonna lie, John, you're gonna have to tell me about your little three-wheeled thing out there in the trees real quick.
Alright.
That'd be a cool one to put like a motorcycle engine in it and
That's what I was thinking. And one time I had a Goldwing I was gonna put in it. Another time I thought I was gonna put a Volkswagen engine in the bed of it.
What is this thing?
It's a 1958 Daihatsu. They only made them 3 years. This is the third year because it has the bigger engine. Every year they put a little bit bigger engine in it. It was really nice, but the guys threw a chain through the window and
yanked it up.
Yep.
Now, was this the one that you saw somebody drive into the dump in the bed of a pickup?
It was in the bed of a dump truck, and I was putting up a building for the dump. And I was up in the air, and I come down out of the air as quick as I could, and I come flying around the corner, honking my horn, had my vest and my hard hat on and flashing my lights. I said, whoa, stop, stop, stop. And they had the bed up like this. It was just that the whole thing was just about to slide out. I says, you guys, you can't dump that there. Oh, I says, whatever that is, I gotta have it. I said, my guys are coming with a loader. They came with a loader. We picked it up with a strap and stuck it right in the bed of my truck.
I mean, this has to be the only one in Idaho, I would guess.
Oh, yeah.
Can't be too many of these things around Idaho.
No, it's cool. I always wanted to fix it up.
It's still got the
Still got the engine
speedo and stuff in it. Oh yeah, you can see the
darn
engine
guys,
under the bucket.
They said before they loaded it, it had all the windows in it.
Oh.
Everything, and they
So all the windows broke when they yanked it up.
picked it up.
It's cool. It almost reminds me, I mean, you look at that front end and it almost reminds me of a bumper car. The front end looks like a vintage old school bumper car.
Cool. This one in here, this one's not mine. This is my sister-in-law's.
Not bad.
But it's really worth looking at. It's a 57 Triumph TR3 Roadster.
Whew. Yeah, that front end's cool. I like the emblem. You said this was a 50.
57 or 56 or 57. That thing feels like you can put it in your back pocket.
4-speed. Gauges are cool. I mean, the glass has got a like dome to it on all the gauges. And I like that banjo style steering wheel. Is that that's the turn signal on the steering wheel, huh? That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's the actual turn signal right there.
Little racer.
Little roll bar in it. That's cool. Yeah, I like the front end on that. So this is, I think this is one of the unloved Mustangs.
Oh yeah.
And but I think this is one of the ones that's going to be coming up. And maybe I'm crazy, but all the other Mustangs, everything else is getting so expensive. And
Oh, it's got the sunroof.
and these are starting to get up there just because all the other cars are getting so much.
You wouldn't believe it. This car is super duper shiny. these darn covers, they build dirt.
Let's take a look.
Yeah, open the door, look inside. It's super duper nice.
And this one's a 77?
77. Yeah.
I've always been a sucker for louvers on back windows of cars for some reason. I don't know. I've always liked the louvers.
My gas cap.
Oh, that's cool.
Valve in the door, looking sideways. Yeah,
Oh yeah.
I was gonna start it, man. You should hear it.
But this is a true real Mustang Cobra 2.
It's crazy. This car is so loud. When it starts, people go, oh shit.
That's nice though. It is nice. We're going into the dungeon now.
Yeah, a little bit.
So you might be able to see me, you might be able to not see me, but we're in my brother's workshop now. And it's an old milking barn, and that's exactly what it looks like from the road. I don't think anybody would ever realize.
Nobody knows any of this stuff
Yep.
in here.
Nobody knows this stuff's in the garage, and I think it's gonna stay that way. Like I said, I'm not telling anybody where the stuff is, but he's got a lot of really cool stuff in here, and we'll do some walkthroughs. And you can see in the rafters, I take slight part in getting my brother addicted to Hodakas. But if you see in the rafters, you had gone to a junkyard or something and they were going to scrap everything,
No, I bought
right?
every Hodak I could find in the valley. I bought 2 scrapyards and tire inventories and every other bike I come across.
Yeah. When I had the Hodaka that I had, wherever it is, that I'm sure, I know my brother redid it, it was hard to find parts for him, and clearly John found all of them. Because, I mean, shoot, you have to have 30 or 40 Hodaka gas tanks in here?
Oh yeah, I had bikes for almost all of them, and I sold the bikes and bought the Roush. And the
Yeah.
guy got mad because he wanted all the gas tanks too, and I told him, no, I'm not going to sell the gas tanks. So
Did you keep the one that came from me? It's back there somewhere.
Yeah, you'll see it. I got it on display.
So, he's got
Oh, yeah, there's
little scooters, and that's a cool, I like the frame on this one.
Yeah, poop. But this little mini bike, that's like a 55 Simplex. And that's a mini version of this one, which is a 48 Simplex.
I've had this Simplex for a while too. I like
Quite
that
a
one.
while.
That's a cool little,
I
that looks like it'd be a fun, like, just cruise down the road nice and slow.
I restored a 1945 Maytag engine to put in the Simplex because I thought it would work. When I was going through one of my books, I actually found what they call a simple tag, which is a simplex bike with a Maytag engine, that they actually were making what they call simple tags with Maytag engines.
Huh.
So
that's awesome.
I always thought it would work. Apparently it did. So
Shoes are cool too.
One giant spring for the seat.
yeah.
Look how small the springs are on the front fork. I can't imagine that's super comfortable to ride that one though.
If you look at the frame and everything on the mini bike, it is a mini version of that.
Oh yeah, you can totally tell the
Has
shape.
the wraparound frame, the tank. Yeah.
Super cool, man. Super cool.
This is a 1925 Harley JD frame that come out of the Payette River. They were digging a hole to put a pump in, and the backhoe grabbed onto it and pulled it out.
Oh,
And they spent the whole rest of the day searching for the engine and
oh wow.
never found the engine. But
How'd you get a hold of it?
I traded a shotgun for it. But it's the story,
Yeah,
you know.
definitely.
I thought it'd be cool to hang on the wall someday.
For predecessor super bikes right there.
They're both scary. They're scary fast.
And those ones were real low miles, right? You found both of them with real low
Yeah,
miles
this
on
one-
them.
This was my first one. I wrecked it a bunch of times, but this one here only has 13,000 miles on it.
Wow.
And I got this one from the original owner that happened to see this one. So
That's
flat
pretty
tracks.
cool. Flat tracker bike.
Oh, it is.
My buddy Dave Maynard really wants to build some scrambler type bikes.
Norton, Indian 741 Army, a 1945 Indian Army chief. Oh yeah.
Yeah, look at the Indian on the. That's pretty cool.
Look at this. Get a picture.
That's
of it.
really cool.
And these
Some
are-
real early Indians.
These are my 48s. I got two 1948 Indians.
Oh, so there's the.
There's the rat.
That's the 69 Hodaka Super Rat. I actually got this from my Uncle Gene and had it for quite a while, and then it ended up going to John. He had hid some of my cars and took care of some stuff for me, and it sat, but he took it all apart, redid everything. When I had it, it was missing the air cleaner, which is a pretty hard thing to find for those early Hodakas, is that air cleaner.
That's the bike that started the whole collection. pretty much.
Yeah. That's crazy. See, I don't know anything. That's a cool little distributor on that one.
This is your spark, and this is your throttle. And I got
All the linkage
this
for
on this
the
side, yeah.
for the shifter.
So you can have it on either side, but it's more natural when you drive a car. You shift with your right hand and you clutch with your left. And
Yeah.
That's how they have it. But a lot of people change it and have it on the other side, but that's just unnatural to me.
Yeah.
You shift with your right hand.
Yeah.
At least here in America, we do.
That's cool. Yeah, you definitely have some bikes in here that would make cool scramblers. That's a cool bike.
Rickman, BSA, Yamaha, Suzuki, BSA.
Well, I like that. I like the
Rickman.
look of that BSA.
Yeah, cool. I got 3 of these.
I had never heard of Rickman, but I haven't done a whole lot of dirt bike stuff in a long time.
Rickman is the frame and the fiberglass, and they put transplant engines in them, clear up to street bikes, big street bikes.
Zundap. Suzuki. Man, you got a lot of bikes in here. That Honda back there is pretty cool looking too. That's a pretty small bike though.
Yeah,
Right?
that one's primo. I never even put gas in it. It was the guy restored it, and I never even put gas in it. I just wanted to put it on display. There's more through there waiting
Yeah.
if you can peek in.
Of course, he's got hubcaps, Indian stuff, bottles.
Look at my little Indian Maytag.
That's cool. All right. So here's an actual part of the milking barn that you can see the milking stalls where cows would go in, and it's all full of bikes back here.
There's some rare ones in there. There's Bull Tacos and BSAs and Pentons. Yeah. Hard to see. There's another BSA.
Wow. Ooh, I like the tank on that one. Oop, it's like we got cats in here, but one of the dogs is running around in here. We've got to make sure we don't leave him.
There's a cat in here too. I heard her.
Hi, little guy. Wow. But there are bikes everywhere. I think there was a couple outside too in one of the sheds. Yeah. It's hard to take it in. And to be honest, I by no means am an expert on bikes, so I couldn't tell you what half of these are or how rare some of these are. You know, I recognize obviously normal names. We got pretty cool looking Suzuki right there.
Oh, this is the National Police Department. I love the police department. You guys are fantastic.
XT.
Hey, see if you can get a picture of the Velo up top by the tires.
What is it? Oh, this one?
It's a French Velo Solex.
So was that just an actual bike that they put
That's what they
a
made
single piston?
Yeah, that's what they made after the war. If you look at it, the frame and everything's all stamped metal, and they made them super cheap. But that's, you know, because they really didn't have any cars left there in Europe.
Yeah.
So they started making little bicycles and stuff. I don't know, Cobra. That was actually an Olympic model. It has the Olympic rings on it.
Oh yeah, it does. Interesting.
Crazy.
Lots of parts hiding everywhere.
This is what happens when your wife lets you buy whatever you want.
Definitely.
It has nothing to do with the wife.
No.
You should always be able to buy whatever you want.
Yeah.
He's being modest. My brother has worked on everyone's farm in this whole freaking area, and what had happened is he'd be doing work and find old bikes laying in barns and stuff, and a lot of times people would give them to him, or he'd just have to do an extra little bit of work to pick them up. So
Sometimes I'd come home and there'd be 2 or 3 sitting there, and just there you go.
Here you go.
They know that I'll take care of them. This is a good place for them.
Yeah,
Definitely. Better than taking them to the scrapyard for $20.
Yep. Man, I like the Indian. I like this one a lot.
Yeah, I've been
That's a
working
cool
on it
looking bike.
for quite a while. I still working on it.
Well, I'm gonna load my wheels up really quick, and we're going to breakfast, so that's gonna be it for right now. So we stopped in Twin Falls, Idaho. It can't all just be driving and no road tripping, and we're at the visitor center. We'll end up taking a look at the falls in town, but there's a pretty nice crazy lookout here. See the whole valley. It's a little windy, so sorry if that's coming through on the mic. Looks like a golf course down there. There's a bridge we just came over. My sis had to bail out. She was scared of being on the edge. I'm gonna lie, it is sketchy.
See, we're right here. You gotta go clear down here to go to Shoshone Falls.
And is that the falls that are actually in town?
I don't know. Where are we at? I don't think so.
Evel Knievel jump site.
That's cool.
So out of all the years Jody and I have been coming up to Idaho and driven past Twin Falls, we've never actually come down to the Shoshone Falls, which we've only seen the ones in town, and we decided to make a detour. And camera's getting wet, we're getting wet, but look how awesome that is. There's a couple different lookout spots we'll go check out. There's rock all under it, sis. It's all rock. Wow. Not gonna lie, I'm not the best with heights, so this is a little sketchy for me. Whew. Wow. I can't believe the mist coming off of this. Look at that. Yep, it's a little windy. I don't want to go too far out. I don't want to lose my hat.
Wow.
So you can see
That power station.
yeah, you can see the power station down there. Oh, woodchuck running around. Oh. Don't fall off the cliff, buddy.
Yeah, no.
Well, I think we're about to get back on the road. It's a little cold, so.
And wet.
And wet. They always say all the exciting stuff happens when the cameras aren't rolling. And I left Salt Lake this morning, probably about 4:30, just bombing down to Arizona to get home with the Coronet, and we have had a blowout. So that's throwing my timeline off a bit. Guess I'm waiting for Roadside for right now. I'm supposed to be stopping in Camp Verde to pick up some seats in a little while too. So hopefully the town I'm about 10 miles out from actually has a U-Haul in it and they show up pretty quick. That's gonna be it for now. Whew. Well, just sat in traffic for a long time because of a bad accident. About 2 miles away from the exit I needed to get off of. I'm out here in Camp Verde right now. I just picked up, I don't know if you can see behind me, some pretty nasty looking Volkswagen seats in the back of the bed there. Those are actually going to be for Pop's 56 because his has the wrong seats in it, the adjuster's broken, and we want to remedy that. It might be a while before we get to that, but man, I just want to get home. Hope you guys have enjoyed all the videos for the road trip. I'm not even sure how many videos it's going to be at this point because I've shot so many, but I'm about an hour and a half away from home and can't wait to get there. Thanks for checking out this Mileage Unknown.